The Knights Who Say Nah, Tomoe Gozen, Episode 3. I am Tomoe Gozen. It's noon at the Kibachi corporate building. Through an inch of window glass, the skyline is a puzzle of glass structures, and the bright orange Tokyo Tower pierces through it all. A window cleaning brush slaps against the glass, obfuscating the world beyond it as it scrubs the dusty area. A squeegee smacks against the window and runs uneven down the glass.
You are leaving streaks. You have to wipe the blade every time.
Sakura struggles and misses an entire streak. Suds drip down the 12-foot-tall window and onto the carpet. Tomoe Gozen watches, awkwardly, in a Sato cleaning service uniform that proudly proclaims her name for the day. Ronin. A door slams and the three women turn to find the building supervisor. This squat man, in a blue uniform, stares at them disapprovingly from behind a pair of spectacles.
You need to finish all the windows in the next hour.
Yes, I'm sorry. We'll move faster.
Get it done in an hour faster?
That's what she said.
Niko nudges her daughter to shut up.
Where's the rest of your team? They left.
They're on vacation. Please, we can finish the job, please. I'm sorry. We'll finish in time.
I can keep asking and hovering and asking. If you don't finish again by 9, then we have to start using a different service.
His skeptical glare falls on Tomoe. He looks her up and down, shakes his head.
You don't look like a Ronin.
He leaves, and Sakura swings around to Niko.
Ma'am, we can't finish in time. We have to. We can't.
I can.
Sakura wheels around on her.
You can what? I need that and that.
She points to the brush and the squeegee.
Both?
Tomoe, one person has to use the brush, and the other person use the squeegee. We don't have time to explain it. Mom, I have to be at class by noon.
Tomoe's eyes bounce between the two women, and then her lithe body is in motion. Tomoe snatches the brush with her left hand, the squeegee with her right. She leaps up onto the window and uses some quick parkour movements to kick off the industrial window sills and land in a splits position 8 feet in the air.
Hurry, Sakura.
They watch in awe as Tomoe moves lightning fast. She brushes the window with her left hand, squeegees with her right, all while expertly sliding down the window with her feet like she's on an elevator. It's too smooth as she hits the floor and finishes with a perfectly clean window. Tomoe turns to Niko, who can only smile.
It's faster this way.
Yes, it is.
Sakura picks up her jaw off the floor.
Mom, time.
Off Niko's hopeful face, we cycle through Tomoe leaping from window to window in mid-air, the most acrobatic window cleaner in history. The clock ticks, and 8 a.m. becomes 8:30. Niko vacuums faster than she ever has before, reinvigorated by Tomoe's athleticism. Sakura empties the disgusting garbage bins and watches Tomoe with a tinge of envy. The clock ticks, and 8:45 becomes 8:55 as the three women blast through the final couple offices just as the minute hand hits 12, and they arrive at 9 a.m. The building supervisor whips the door open. He's cocked and ready to unload, but stops short. Everything is spotless. Niko looks at him with renewed confidence.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
Niko slightly bows as she pushes her cleaning cart past him. Sakura follows her mother's lead and slightly bows. Not Tomoe. She simply walks past him, chin high in the air. On the streets, Niko rushes her cart out onto the sidewalk.
Did you see his face? Did you see it?
Yes.
We did it. We are not going to lose another account. Thank you. Thank you so much.
She turns to Tomoe and embraces her like a daughter. Tomoe awkwardly realizes she's supposed to hug back and slowly allows her arms to wrap around Niko's body. Sakura watches quietly behind them as Niko's eyes well with tears, and she hiccups a small cry.
It's okay.
Niko pulls back, wipes her eyes, and collects herself. She looks to her daughter.
Do you need to go to class?
Don't you need help walking back? I will help.
It's okay, Sakura. You go ahead. We'll see you for dinner.
Sakura nods skeptically and backs away.
Okay. See you for dinner. What's next?
I go to the small places, the little businesses, and I clean windows for tips only.
Why?
Well, it's for Sakura.
What is?
The money. When she was a little girl, I think she was only 6 years old, she said she wanted to be a doctor. Then Riku, that was her father, he promised her. We promised we'd do anything to make her dream come true. Her dream never changed, so we started to making extra and saving every dollar, and now she's doing it. She's going to be a doctor.
Tomoe looks down at her ribcage and touches the area where she's still bandaged.
She helped me. I want to help her. You don't have to. I want to.
Later, they're at a corner store where Niko and Tomoe finish drying exterior windows, and the proprietor gratefully hands over a small wad of bills. Then they're at a vintage clothing store where Niko sprays the glass cases with cleaner as Tomoe follows behind her, wiping furiously to ensure that streak-free shine. Then an insurance office where Tomoe lifts an impossibly heavy desk, showcasing her strength as Niko cleans underneath. And finally, on the Tokyo streets. The sun disappears behind monolithic skyscrapers, and the light transmogrifies from natural golden yellow to myriad neons from millions of LED screens floating through the air. Tomoe looks on in awe, spinning to soak up the lights and the sounds. Niko counts through the cash.
You've never seen lights before? No, not like this. Here.
Niko holds out a portion of the cash to Tomoe.
What is it? Money. No, I don't need it. Everybody needs it. I don't.
Niko tucks the cash back into her pocket and looks at her curiously before her attention gets pulled down the street to the Ares International Building, her ex-employer. A row of cleaning workers in bright red uniforms emerge in shirts that proudly announce they're members of Aoki Cleaning Service. Niko looks at her competition and forces a smile as she overhears two Aoki cleaning employees walking past.
Now that we have the Ares International Building, I think it's going to be a lot busier. You think we can handle it? I think we can't. Hiroto needs to hire more cleaners. Don't tell him that, or Hiroto will just assign you more overtime.
Niko snaps out of it and turns back to a distracted Tomoe.
Can you remember anything? Anything about your family? Anything at all? I don't know. I see a glimpse sometimes. Sometimes I see a man. What does he look like? Is he the man you are fighting in the alley? It all happened so fast and then...
Tomoe stops spinning, her eyes narrow, pupils widen now as she locks onto something in the distance.
What? What is it, Tomoe? The man.
Niko turns to see that Tomoe is also looking at the Ares International Building. Three men in suits emerge. Each of them wears a lapel pin of the triangle serpent. It's next to an ID badge clipped to their jackets.
I used to work there. I was there the day I found you.
Before Niko can finish, Tomoe sprints at the men.
Tomoe, wait!
Niko doesn't have a choice. She abandons her cleaning cart and sprints after her. Tomoe barrels toward the three Ares International security guards. One with blonde hair, one with a mustache, and one with a scar on his face. She closes the distance in 1, 2, 3 steps, leaps, and just as Blondie turns, she delivers a flying kick to his jaw. He careens into the asphalt. Mustache does what he's paid to do and reacts quickly by throwing a crisp haymaker. Tomoe is a flash as she parries his attack and sweeps his leg. His body crashes to the ground. Niko catches up to the action, panting in panic as she watches Tomoe in all her fury deliver a gut punch to Mustache already on the ground. Then, Scarface snatches her from behind, enveloping her small body in a bear hug.
Call the police! Call the police!
Tomoe squirms, but his grip is tight. He squeezes until she turns purple. Blondie and Mustache shake it off and recover to their feet. Niko watches helplessly as they close in on her friend.
Come on.
Tomoe knows her window is closing. She arches her back violently and manages to slip his grip enough for her feet to touch the ground. It's all she needs. Tomoe shoves off the cement and drives the crown of her head into Scarface's jaw. He bites through his tongue. Blood sprays as he stumbles back. Tomoe doesn't waste a beat. She ducks under a punch and kicks Mustache in the kneecap. It crunches with dislocation and he goes down with a whimper. She delivers a spinning back fist to Blondie's jaw and the lights go out. Swelling with anger, Tomoe wheels around, sprints 2 steps up to the wall and runs up it, defying every law of physics as she backflips and is about to drop a death blow knee to Scarface's throat when Niko yells,
Tomoe, don't!
It all happens in a millisecond as she falls back to earth and lands a centimeter from his jugular. Scarface opens his eyes, realizing he's still alive. Tomoe kneels down and whispers,
I am strong enough.
He nods his head, blood dripping from his mouth.
Okay.
Sirens wail in the distance and Niko realizes,
Tomoe, we have to go. We have to go right now.
Tomoe looks down at the badge with that serpent, the trigger. She rips it from his jacket as Niko pulls at her shirt and they disappear into the crowd. Back inside Niko's living room, Niko holds court in front of Chie, Junko, and Moe.
You don't understand. She climbed a wall.
She climbed the wall and she beat 3 men at the same time.
Chie pries the bottle cap off her Sapporo once again. They all watch in rapt attention as their friend recounts the night's adventures.
And I think she was going to kill him. I think it would have killed him. What are you trying to kill him?
Niko turns. Then they all turn their heads to find Tomoe sitting behind them. She's completely hypnotized, playing Fruit Ninja on an iPad. She barely has enough time to manage a mumbled response.
I don't know.
What if she is Tomoe Gozen?
I am Tomoe Gozen.
She says by rote as she slices through a digital watermelon and smiles to herself.
Yeah, but what if she really is Tomoe Gozen? Okay, how do you prove it? How do you show us that she actually traveled through time somehow? She doesn't know who she is.
I'm Tomoe Gozen.
That doesn't count.
Niko plays with the Aries International badge between her fingers.
That's why she doesn't know who she is, Moe. I think when you travel through a wormhole or rip in space, then what if your mind doesn't know how to reconcile it? In dark matter, it's a book, a fiction book. But she can do things. And I saw what I saw the first time.
You don't know what you saw.
It's like amnesia. She needs to reconnect with something from her past.
From her past? She doesn't have a past. She has a past.
She has this.
All the women turn to find Niko holding up an elaborate lamellar samurai armor. Their collective jaws hang slack.
Did you steal that?
I didn't steal it. She was wearing it when I found her.
They turn back to Tomoe. She isn't playing Fruit Ninja anymore. She is looking at the armor longingly. Niko turns to her.
Tomoe, do you remember this?
Tomoe approaches cautiously.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You were wearing it when I found you. It's yours.
It's mine?
Have her try it on. You should put it on, Tomoe.
What if something happens?
We want something to happen.
You want something to happen.
Can I put it on you?
Dark matter, guys.
Tomoe is standing directly in front of Niko now. Her uncertainty manifests with a glance to the other women in the room whose eyes are like lanterns, anxiously awaiting an answer. Then, Tomoe bows her head slightly in acquiescence. Niko lifts the armor and slides it over Tomoe's head. The moment the shoulders click into place, a faint wind blows past their heads. They watch in disbelief as purple fractals pop into existence and swirl around her in a vortex of energy.
What the fuck?
Language.
It's as if the fractals rush into the blacks of Tomoe's pupils and through 1,000 images of her past life. Family, love, war, walking in the forest, her first kiss, receiving this armor, and a rapid-fire amalgamation of too many experiences to digest until she flashes out of it and finds herself staring at the other 4 women in the room.
I am Tomoe Gozen.
It's different this time. She remembers who she is.
I knew it. I knew it.